Have you ever wondered why, no matter how healthy you try to be, your body doesn't respond the same way it used to? Why, even when you sleep well, eat well, and take care of yourself, you still wake up feeling like something's missing? Why the nights that used to be full of energy, passion, and confidence now seem quieter, colder, and frustrating? Why your body betrays you right at the moment you need it the most, leaving you embarrassed, anxious, and pretending everything's fine when deep down, you know something's not? The truth is, millions of men across the United States are silently facing this exact problem every night. They blame stress, aging, or even their partners. But what if the real cause was something totally different? What if what's slowly killing your erections wasn't age or testosterone at all, but a tiny, innocent-looking food that's probably sitting right now in your kitchen, inside a jar you thought was healthy? What if this food, something most people consider good for the heart, is quietly attacking the very system responsible for your performance as a man? Today, we're going to uncover the truth behind a small, common nut that's been secretly ruining male vitality for years, and by the end of this video, you'll finally understand what's been happening inside your body every night and what you can do to stop it. But before we go further, tell me in the comments below, where are you watching from? Which city are you in right now? Now let's start by understanding what's really going on in a man's body when things begin to change. Most men think that erectile problems are all about testosterone, but the truth is far deeper. Erections don't begin in the testicles, they begin in the blood vessels. When a man gets aroused, his brain sends a signal that releases nitric oxide, which helps the blood vessels relax and expand, allowing blood to flow freely to the penis. But when these blood vessels get damaged, narrowed, or inflamed, that process can't happen properly. It's not that your desire disappears, it's that your body can't physically respond to it anymore. It's like turning the key in a car that has no fuel. The system's there, but nothing moves. And the surprising part is, this problem doesn't just start overnight. It creeps in slowly, over years, through the things we eat every day without even thinking twice about them. Now, here's where things get really disturbing. Most people are told that nuts are one of the healthiest snacks you can eat. They're full of healthy fats, right? Doctors and nutritionists talk about how they're great for your heart, for your brain, and for lowering cholesterol. But not all nuts are created equal. Some of them are doing the exact opposite of what you think. Some are quietly causing inflammation in your arteries, lowering your testosterone levels, and even blocking the production of nitric oxide, the very chemical your body needs for an erection to happen. And the worst part? You've probably been told to eat more of them. Imagine this. Every night as you fall asleep, your body naturally produces a few spontaneous erections. It's a normal, healthy process that helps keep your blood vessels flexible and strong. But if those nighttime erections start fading away, it's a warning sign that something's wrong. It's like a red light on the dashboard that no one wants to see. You might think it's just fatigue or stress, but in reality, those blood vessels are being damaged from the inside, and something in your diet might be the reason. One of the most damaging culprits hiding in plain sight is a certain kind of nut that's loaded with plant compounds called omega-6 fatty acids. These are the same fats found in cheap vegetable oils that are known to cause inflammation when consumed in excess. You see, your body needs a balance between omega-3 and omega-6 fats. But the modern diet is completely upside down. Most people eat 20 times more omega-6 than omega-3, and that imbalance leads to chronic inflammation throughout the entire body, including the arteries that carry blood to your genitals. And when those arteries are inflamed, it becomes harder for blood to flow smoothly. It's like trying to pump water through a hose that's full of sludge. The pressure increases, the flexibility disappears, and eventually the system breaks down. Now, the nut we're talking about is often praised as a superfood. It's marketed as heart-healthy, rich in antioxidants, and a great source of plant-based protein. People add it to their oatmeal, their smoothies, their salads, and even their desserts. But what no one tells you is that this nut contains high levels of something called phytosterols, plant compounds that mimic cholesterol and can actually interfere with the body's production of testosterone when consumed in excess. Testosterone isn't just about libido. It's about energy, confidence, motivation, and even the strength of your erections. When your testosterone dips, everything from your sleep to your mood to your blood circulation suffers. Let's go even deeper. Inside your arteries, there's a delicate layer of cells called the endothelium. It acts like a gatekeeper, controlling when blood vessels relax or tighten. When you eat foods high in certain inflammatory oils and phytosterols, that layer becomes irritated. Over time, microscopic cracks begin to appear. Your body tries to repair them by sending cholesterol to patch the damage, but that process also triggers plaque buildup. That's how blockages form. Not overnight, but slowly, from years of tiny, invisible injuries caused by the foods you thought were healthy. And when that damage happens in the arteries leading to your heart, you might feel chest pain or fatigue. But when it happens in the arteries leading to your groin, you feel something far more personal: failure, frustration, and fear. It's not just about what you eat, it's also about what your body can no longer protect itself against. Every time you eat this common nut, it floods your body with omega-6 fats that push your inflammation levels higher. Your body tries to fight back with antioxidants, but over time, it loses that battle. The delicate chemical balance that keeps your blood vessels flexible starts to break down, and the smooth muscle tissue that allows blood to fill the penis becomes less responsive. That's why so many men start noticing weaker erections long before any doctor gives them a diagnosis. They think it's aging, but it's not. It's diet-driven inflammation destroying blood flow from the inside out. Now think about your evenings. Maybe you've had a stressful day and you grab a handful of nuts as a quick snack, believing it's better than chips or candy. You might even tell yourself you're doing the right thing, choosing a natural, plant-based food. But what if that handful was the reason your nights no longer feel the same? What if, without realizing it, you've been slowly sabotaging your own vitality? This nut's high omega-6 content not only stirs inflammation, but also reduces the conversion of arginine to nitric oxide, the molecule that triggers erections. Without enough nitric oxide, the blood vessels can't relax, and without that relaxation, there's no fullness, no strength, no control. Scientists have been studying this link for years, but it's often overlooked because the nut is seen as a health food. Few people realize how sensitive male circulation is to these subtle imbalances. Just a small increase in inflammation can make a big difference in how your body responds. And here's something most men don't know. The arteries that supply blood to the penis are smaller than those that go to the heart. That means they're the first to show damage. Erectile issues are often the earliest warning sign of cardiovascular problems. It's your body's way of saying something's wrong before it becomes more serious. And what's even more frustrating is that many men, when they start having these issues, go straight for quick fixes, pills, supplements, or other temporary solutions. They don't realize that unless they fix the root cause, they're only masking the symptom. It's like painting over rust. The problem keeps spreading underneath. To restore real, natural performance, you need to heal your blood vessels from the inside out. You need to stop feeding the inflammation and give your body what it actually needs to repair itself. That means understanding exactly which foods are helping you and which ones are hurting you. Because not all nuts are bad. Some can actually improve circulation and boost nitric oxide levels. The key is knowing which is which. And the truth is, among all the nuts people eat every day, there's one in particular that stands out as the silent destroyer of men's vitality. It's not peanuts, though they have their own issues. It's not almonds, which are high in fiber but not as harmful. The one that does the most hidden damage is the one most people never suspect. It's the one praised for its healthy fats, used in energy bars, breakfast bowls, and even baked goods. The one that looks harmless, but inside, it's a quiet poison for your circulation. Before we reveal exactly which one it is, it's important to understand how easily this damage can happen. Every night while you sleep, your body's supposed to repair itself, cleaning out damaged cells, restoring hormones, rebuilding tissues. But if you've been eating foods that constantly trigger inflammation, your body spends all night fighting instead of healing. Your testosterone levels drop further, your nitric oxide levels fall, and your blood vessels stiffen. It's a cycle that repeats every night, getting worse with time. That's why the title of this video isn't an exaggeration. This common nut is literally causing your erections to die every night. Not in a dramatic, instant way, but slowly, silently, until one day, you realize things don't work like they used to. And when that moment comes, it's not just physical, it's emotional. Men start losing confidence. They stop initiating intimacy. They avoid situations that used to make them feel alive. The anxiety builds, and that only makes the problem worse. creating a feedback loop that feels impossible to escape. But the truth is, once you identify what's causing the problem, you can start to reverse it. Your body has an incredible ability to heal, to rebuild, to recover. The key is to stop feeding the damage and start supporting the repair process naturally. Because deep down, every man deserves to feel strong again, to feel that spark, that connection, that power that comes from knowing his body responds the way it should. And that starts by uncovering the real enemy, the small, innocent-looking nut that's been hiding in plain sight all along. The body has a simple way of speaking to us. It doesn't use words, but it leaves clues: fatigue after eating, restless sleep, mood changes, slower recovery after exercise, or that quiet frustration in moments that used to be full of confidence. Every symptom is a whisper that something deeper is happening inside. For years, men have been taught to ignore those whispers, to shrug them off as just getting older. But age is not the real enemy. The real enemy is hidden in plain sight, mixed into your food, disguised as something good. And one of its most common disguises is a nut that almost every health magazine, diet plan, and fitness influencer praises. You see it in cereal boxes, yogurt toppings, energy bars, and even trail mixes marketed as heart healthy. It looks harmless. It tastes rich and slightly bitter, a flavor that feels natural and earthy. But behind that innocent shell lies a cocktail of compounds that, when consumed regularly, begin to damage the very foundation of male vitality, blood flow. We're talking about walnuts. The same walnuts you've been told are full of omega-3s, antioxidants, and healthy fats. And yes, they do contain nutrients that can be beneficial in small amounts. But when eaten daily or in large portions, especially in a diet already overloaded with omega-6 fats, they turn from friend to enemy. The problem isn't that walnuts are inherently poisonous, it's that they tip your body's balance of fats in the wrong direction. Most people don't realize that walnuts contain far more omega-6 fatty acids than omega-3s, nearly 10 times more. This imbalance feeds a process known as chronic low-grade inflammation, the same kind that silently narrows your arteries and weakens your circulation over time. And when the arteries that supply blood to the penis get inflamed, it doesn't take much for performance to drop. The modern diet is already overflowing with omega-6 fats from vegetable oils, processed foods, and snacks. When you add walnuts to that mix, thinking they're doing you good, you're actually throwing gasoline on the fire. Each handful sends more omega-6 into your bloodstream, which triggers your body to release inflammatory molecules. These molecules damage the lining of your arteries, forcing your body to repair the damage with cholesterol and calcium deposits, which stiffen the vessels. Over time, those vessels lose their ability to expand and contract easily. When that happens, blood can't rush where it needs to go. And that means your erections start to weaken, fade, or disappear completely. Now, most men never connect the dots between diet and performance because the effects are slow. You don't eat a walnut and suddenly feel your body change. The damage happens over months, even years. But once you understand the science, it's hard to unsee. Picture your arteries like flexible rubber tubes. When they're healthy, blood flows easily, and the pressure adjusts smoothly. But when they're inflamed, those tubes become rigid and narrow. Imagine trying to blow air through a straw that's been pinched. That's what's happening inside your body, and because the arteries that lead to the penis are some of the smallest in the entire circulatory system, they're often the first to fail. To make matters worse, walnuts contain high levels of something called phytic acid. This compound binds to important minerals like zinc and magnesium, preventing your body from absorbing them properly. Zinc, in particular, is critical for testosterone production. Without enough zinc, your body struggles to produce the hormones that fuel your energy, drive, and sexual function. So even if you're eating a balanced diet, that handful of walnuts might be blocking the very nutrients you need to stay strong and vital. The irony is painful. The same food marketed as good for men's health can quietly drain your strength over time. Now, let's talk about what happens next. When your testosterone levels drop, it's not just about libido. Testosterone influences everything from your mood to your metabolism to your ability to build muscle and burn fat. Low testosterone makes you tired, irritable, and less motivated. It affects your sleep, your confidence, and even your sense of purpose. It's no wonder so many men start to feel off after a certain age. They're not just tired, their hormonal balance is under siege. And while the world tells them to take supplements or energy drinks, the real solution starts with removing what's poisoning their system from the inside. You might be wondering, how could something so small have such a big effect? The answer lies in the bloodstream. Every organ in your body depends on good circulation, and your sexual health is no different. Erections are essentially a measure of blood flow. When that flow slows down or becomes restricted, everything else starts to collapse. It's not about willpower or attraction. It's about biology. If your arteries can't deliver oxygen-rich blood efficiently, nothing else matters. And that's why this one dietary choice matters so much. By reducing the constant influx of inflammatory fats from foods like walnuts, you give your arteries a chance to heal, to regain their flexibility, and to restore the flow that keeps you alive, alert, and powerful. But let's make this real. Imagine a man in his late 40s. He's been active most of his life, eats clean, and goes to the gym a few times a week. He snacks on walnuts and oatmeal for breakfast, has salads with walnuts sprinkled on top, maybe adds some to his smoothie for that extra protein. Over the years, he notices small changes: less energy in the morning, less drive at night, a slower recovery after workouts. He brushes it off. Then, slowly, his confidence begins to fade. His body isn't responding the way it used to, and he starts to feel anxious about it. He thinks it's stress, or maybe just aging. But deep down, it's the chronic inflammation quietly spreading through his arteries, fueled by the foods he thought were helping him. It's only when he cuts back on those foods and focuses on real balance that he begins to feel like himself again. That's the key word: balance. Your body isn't trying to punish you. It's trying to survive. It needs equilibrium between omega-3 and omega-6 fats to function properly. When that balance tips too far, your cells start producing more inflammatory chemicals called prostaglandins. These chemicals constrict blood vessels, reduce nitric oxide production, and lower testosterone. In other words, they create the perfect storm for erectile dysfunction. And the more omega-6 you eat, from walnuts, vegetable oils, or processed snacks, the stronger that storm becomes. But here's the hopeful part. The same way your body can be damaged by the wrong foods, it can also be healed by the right ones. Your arteries aren't made of stone. They can repair themselves. When you reduce inflammation, your endothelium, the thin inner layer of your arteries, can start to heal. Nitric oxide levels go up again, your blood vessels relax, and circulation improves naturally. That's why some men notice powerful changes after just a few weeks of changing their diet. It's not a miracle. It's physiology. The body is designed to repair itself when given the chance. Now, this doesn't mean you need to fear every nut or give up on healthy eating. It means you need to be smart about what healthy really means. For example, while walnuts are loaded with omega-6s, other nuts like macadamias, almonds, and Brazil nuts have much lower omega-6 content. They can provide good fats without triggering inflammation. And pairing those with omega-3 rich foods like salmon, sardines, or flaxseed can help restore your body's balance. That balance is the foundation of male performance, heart health, and energy. Think about it. Your blood is your life. It carries oxygen, nutrients, and hormones to every part of your body. When it flows freely, you feel alive. When it gets blocked or slowed down, you feel weak, tired, and disconnected. That's why restoring circulation isn't just about improving performance. It's about reclaiming your vitality as a man. It's about waking up feeling strong, alert, and ready for the day. It's about feeling like yourself again. But here's something most people never realize. The damage from these inflammatory foods doesn't just affect your physical performance, it also affects your brain. The same blood vessels that feed your heart and muscles also feed your mind. Inflammation slows the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to your brain, which can cause fogginess, irritability, and even depression. Many men think they're burned out, when in reality, their brains are literally starving for proper blood flow. And that means that cutting out this one nut can not only bring back stronger erections, it can also sharpen your mind, lift your mood, and boost your focus. Let's not forget another powerful detail. Walnuts contain compounds called tannins, which can bind to proteins and interfere with digestion. When that happens, your body works harder to absorb nutrients, which adds even more stress to your system. It's a small thing that adds up over time. So, while you might think you're fueling your body with good energy, you're actually forcing it to work harder for less. That constant internal strain leaves you tired and less responsive, even in moments that used to come naturally. And here's a twist that most men overlook. When you stop eating so many omega-6 heavy foods, your body starts producing more nitric oxide naturally. That's the molecule responsible for relaxing blood vessels and creating strong, lasting erections. It's also the same molecule targeted by many performance medications, but your body can make it for free if it's not constantly inflamed. That's why the best results come from working with your body instead of against it. So, what does all this mean for you right now? It means that the small, innocent habit of snacking on walnuts, thinking you're protecting your heart, might be the very thing causing your nights to feel colder and your mornings to feel weaker. It's not about guilt, it's about awareness. The good news is, the moment you remove the source of inflammation, your body begins to recover. The arteries that carry blood to your most vital organs start to heal. Your testosterone begins to rise again. Your sleep improves. Your energy returns, and your confidence slowly rebuilds itself. And if you're wondering how long it takes to notice changes, the answer is surprisingly fast. Within weeks of reducing inflammatory foods and restoring balance, many men report better circulation, stronger morning erections, and higher energy levels, not because of supplements or gimmicks, but because the body finally has a chance to function the way it's meant to. The secret isn't found in a pill, it's found in balance. In understanding what truly supports your health from the inside out. In the final part, we'll uncover the step-by-step approach to reversing this silent damage naturally, using simple daily choices to restore circulation, boost nitric oxide, and reignite the energy that makes you feel alive again, all without expensive products or unsafe shortcuts. But before that, understand this. The most powerful change you can make starts with awareness. Knowing what's been harming you is the first step to taking your power back. And now, you finally know where to start. Now that the truth is out, the question becomes, how do you fix it? Once you know that walnuts and other high omega-6 foods have been slowly poisoning your circulation, stealing your testosterone, and weakening your blood flow night after night, you realize this isn't just about one type of nut. It's about a system inside your body that's been thrown out of balance by years of misinformation and modern eating habits. But the good news is, balance can be restored. Your body is not broken. It's not too late. The same system that became inflamed and sluggish can recover, repair, and start performing at its full potential again, if you give it what it needs. The truth is, your body wants to heal. Every cell in your bloodstream, every artery, every nerve is constantly renewing itself. The problem is that inflammation keeps interrupting that renewal. So, the first and most powerful step is removing what's causing the inflammation in the first place. That begins with cutting back, or better yet, cutting out, this common nut from your daily routine. Think about the foods that make up your day: breakfast, lunch, snacks, dinner. For many men, it's not about eating fast food or junk every day. It's about eating foods they thought were healthy. The morning oatmeal topped with walnuts, the protein shake with nut butter, the energy bar that says "heart healthy" on the label. These small choices add up. Each one delivers a heavy dose of omega-6 fats that push your body further out of balance. So the first step to restoring your vitality is simple. Clear your pantry of foods that contain high omega-6 oils and nuts. That means saying goodbye not just to walnuts, but also to processed snacks made with soybean, sunflower, or canola oil. Replace them with foods that naturally lower inflammation instead of feeding it. The goal isn't to eliminate all fats. It's to replace the wrong ones with the right ones. Your body needs healthy fats to produce hormones and keep your cells flexible, but the fats that help you aren't the ones that dominate the modern diet. Instead of walnuts, reach for macadamia nuts, which are rich in monounsaturated fats and extremely low in omega-6. Almonds, in moderation, are also a good choice. Olive oil, especially extra virgin, is one of the best fats you can add to your meals. It contains polyphenols that protect the lining of your arteries and support nitric oxide production, helping your blood vessels stay open and flexible. And fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are powerful allies because they're loaded with omega-3s, which help calm inflammation and restore balance. Once you reduce inflammation, your arteries begin to heal naturally. The endothelium, that thin inner lining that controls blood flow, becomes stronger and smoother. Blood starts to flow more freely freely again, your nitric oxide levels rise, and with that, your natural erections return, not because of a pill, but because your body is finally working the way it was meant to. This process doesn't take years. For some men, measurable improvements happen in as little as a few weeks. You might notice stronger morning erections, deeper sleep, and better energy during the day. That's your body thanking you. It's your system rebooting after years of silent damage. But food is only one part of the equation. To truly bring your performance back to life, you need to focus on circulation as a whole. Blood flow is your foundation. Every heartbeat is an opportunity to rebuild or to destroy. So here's how to rebuild it naturally, step by step. First, move your body every day. You don't need to lift heavy weights or run marathons. Just walk. Walk briskly for 30 minutes a day. Walking increases nitric oxide production, strengthens your heart, and trains your arteries to stay flexible. The more you move, the more oxygen your cells receive. And when oxygen flows freely, your body begins to heal from the inside out. Second, pay attention to your sleep. When you sleep deeply, your body releases growth hormone and testosterone, two of the key players in male vitality. But when you're inflamed, your sleep quality drops because your body is in a constant state of stress. That's why cutting out inflammatory foods often leads to better sleep. It's not just digestion, it's hormones. Create a sleep routine. Go to bed at the same time each night. Reduce screen light an hour before bed, and keep your room cool and dark. Within days, you'll feel the difference. You'll wake up with more energy, clearer focus, and yes, stronger signs of natural recovery overnight. Third, manage your stress. Chronic stress floods your body with cortisol, a hormone that directly lowers testosterone. It also constricts your blood vessels, making it harder for blood to reach where it needs to go. You can't always control the world, but you can control how your body responds. Deep breathing, a few minutes of quiet meditation, or simply spending time in nature can lower cortisol levels dramatically. Even laughing, talking with friends, or doing something creative helps. Every time you calm your nervous system, your circulation improves. Remember, a relaxed mind creates a stronger body. Fourth, stay hydrated. Blood is mostly water, and when you're even slightly dehydrated, your circulation slows down. Thick, sluggish blood means slower oxygen delivery and weaker performance. Aim for clean water throughout the day. Avoid sugary drinks or energy drinks that spike your blood sugar and create more inflammation. Water is the simplest, cheapest, and most powerful circulation booster there is. Add a pinch of sea salt or squeeze of lemon if you need flavor. Now, let's talk about nutrients. Your body relies on a few key minerals and vitamins to produce nitric oxide and testosterone. Zinc, magnesium, vitamin D and B vitamins are at the top of that list. Foods like pumpkin seeds, spinach, avocados, and eggs are rich in these nutrients and can help restore what inflammation has depleted. A simple rule of thumb: eat real food. The fewer ingredients on the label, the better. Fresh vegetables, lean proteins, and natural fats form the foundation of a strong circulatory system. And if you want to supercharge your nitric oxide production naturally, there are certain foods that act as boosters. Beets are one of the best, rich in nitrates that your body converts into nitric oxide. Leafy greens like arugula and spinach do the same. Even a glass of beet juice or a handful of spinach in your meals each day can make a noticeable difference. Combine that with cutting out walnuts and other omega-6 heavy foods, and your body will begin to feel younger, stronger, and more responsive within weeks. But perhaps the most powerful part of this transformation isn't just physical, it's psychological. When you start to regain your energy, your strength, your confidence, everything changes. You stop fearing those quiet moments at night. You stop wondering if you'll be able to perform. You start feeling alive again. And that confidence doesn't just affect your relationship, it affects everything. You walk taller. You think clearer. You take charge of your life again. That's the hidden reward of restoring your circulation. It's not just about what happens in the bedroom. It's about how you show up in the world. Let's take a moment to understand how this recovery unfolds inside your body. Inflammation shrinks. Your arteries expand. Nitric oxide surges back. Testosterone rises naturally because your body is no longer under attack. Your heart pumps cleaner. Your brain gets more oxygen, and your muscles respond better to exercise. You feel lighter, sharper, and calmer. This is the natural rhythm of a body in balance, a rhythm that many men lose but can always get back. The turning point is recognizing that every bite you take, Every step you walk, every hour you sleep, and every thought you calm down either fuels that rhythm or fights it. Now imagine your next few weeks. You've stopped eating walnuts and replaced them with macadamias or almonds. You've cut back on vegetable oils and started cooking with olive oil instead. You've added fish to your meals twice a week and started walking every evening after dinner. You've been drinking water regularly and getting better sleep. Each of those choices builds upon the last, like small gears turning together. Within days, you start noticing small changes. Your energy comes back faster in the mornings. Your mind feels clearer. Your body feels lighter. Within a couple of weeks, your sleep gets deeper and your mood stabilizes. Within a month or two, you notice something else, stronger, more natural erections returning without effort or anxiety. That's not magic. That's physiology working properly again. And while this may sound simple, that's the beauty of it. Your body doesn't need complicated fixes or secret supplements. It needs you to stop feeding it poison disguised as health food and to start giving it what it was designed to thrive on. The moment you do, everything starts to align. Blood flow improves, hormones rebalance, energy returns. That's how you bring vitality back. Not by forcing it, but by allowing it. Now, let's summarize this transformation into a clear, practical plan you can start today. Step 1, remove the source of inflammation. That means cutting out walnuts, processed snacks, and oils high in omega-6. Step 2, replace them with anti-inflammatory fats like olive oil, avocado, salmon, and macadamia nuts. Step 3, boost your nitric oxide naturally with beets, spinach, arugula, and regular physical activity. Step 4, get 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night. Step 5, manage stress with breathing, relaxation, or time outdoors. Step 6, stay hydrated. Step 7, give it time. The body doesn't heal overnight, but it responds quickly when you treat it right. By following these steps, you're not only protecting your erections, you're protecting your heart, your brain, your energy, and your entire future. Because the same circulation that fuels your performance also keeps your heart beating strong and your mind sharp. It's all connected. And when you fix the root cause, everything improves together. So the next time someone tells you that walnuts are good for you, you'll know the truth. You'll know that too much of even a healthy food can become harmful when the balance is lost. You'll know that what's killing men's performance across the country isn't bad luck or age. It's inflammation, disguised as nutrition. And you'll know that the power to reverse it is already in your hands. The secret wasn't a pill or a supplement. It was balance. The real strength of a man doesn't come from what he adds, but from what he chooses to stop feeding his body. When you remove the silent killers and give your system room to heal, your body responds with clarity, strength, and life. That's how you reclaim your energy, your health, and your confidence, naturally, from the inside out. So remember this: every night your body fights to stay alive, to repair, to perform. It's time to help it win that fight. Stop feeding the fire, start rebuilding the flow, and your vitality will return stronger than ever. The answer was never far away. It was simply hidden beneath a shell. And now that you know, you can take your power back. One choice, one meal, one heartbeat at a time.